awake, open.
Hey.
You are fans of shows like Boss, The X-Files, Chuck, Sons of Anarchy, The Mayans, or a huge movie called Terminator 2 that makes some noise. Welcome to the stage.
Thanks, Damien. That sounded great. You listed off some things that I forgot about. Yeah. How's everything going? I met this guy right here in my lobby of the hotel. Don't tell anybody where I'm staying. Appreciate. Whoa, YMCA. You got YMCA's here? Yeah, New Zealand, do you? Yeah. I appreciate everybody coming out, Damien. Thank you for inviting everybody to be here. It's wonderful to meet all you people. It's not nearly as fun if you come out here and there's nobody here. So.
Well, thank you for traveling.
I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy to see all of your smiling faces. And thanks for making the effort. I'd also like to thank Bill and Adele for having this event. It's a wonderful event. I haven't been back. Daniel, when was the last time I was in New Zealand? I think it was when I shot Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, which would have been...
It's not here.
2006, maybe 2007.
Yeah, they'll be right.
Some of you guys are nodding your head out there. That was shot here in New Zealand. Did you know that?
No.
I just said that. Just checking you guys. Is this thing on?
So
Can you hear me?
something you need to know about the New Zealand audience is, Robert, is that they listen.
Oh, they listen. They're not like, you're not on your phones or anything like that. That's how you know technology is one. There was one of the fans, I don't know where he is. I was just talking to him and I said, cybernetic systems and Skynet, it's all gone active. It's real. I think it's really, really happening. All this AI stuff. Who would have thought?
AI started it, wasn't it?
It was supposed to be a science fiction movie, but now I think it's nonfiction. So.
That's a chilling thought, but, so...
Are you nervous?
I wasn't until now.
See, now, technically, I just sampled you. And if it was real, I could actually become you.
Yeah, well, I say I've been sampled by Robert Patrick and stuff,
I don't like the sample. I want to get rid of it. Here, let me wipe it on the back of your shirt. Just kidding.
Here you go.
I'm going to keep it kind of PC and not use any foul language because there's some children here. And usually I'm highly offensive. A lot of F-bombs. And I think I do that because I get nervous. So I think I start cussing. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's a sign of a high intelligence using cuss words, is what I've always seen.
Well, I thought it was a sign of a low intelligence.
No,
Yeah.
I'll stand by that because I swear
Yeah.
it.
You want to sit down?
Sit down. I mean, now, you guys all know the drill.
I don't mind standing up, though.
We've got microphones on either side. You've got your questions, please line up. And what we'll just do is we'll just go right to left. Questions. If you like.
It's so nice to be here and see all of you, and curious as to what kind of questions you have.
I will start with the side. With,
You have any questions, Damien?
I've got a whole bunch, but we'll start with the audience for now.
All right. What's your name, sir?
William,
William what?
Aikenhead.
What he said?
Aikenhead.
Wow.
I was going to say Wallace. I don't know where that came from, but
My grandmother was a Wallace. That means we would have been related.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Are you of Scots ancestry?
Yeah, there's like a bit of mixed breeding in there. Yeah.
Yeah, mixed breeding. Okay, that's interesting.
It's not same booty.
I'm Scots Irish American. So is there any Scots Irish out here? with you. So some of you guys came over to New Zealand, some came to America. I wonder who made that decision, where that decision was made. Where do you think it was made?
Well, I think the ones that had more money went to America.
Well, my family were indentured servants. We were slaves. So we had to work off our debt. So there was a lot of that. Slavery, was a thing in Ireland as well. We came over. But I wonder who made that decision. I think that decision was made in Ireland.
Or the courts of England.
Or the courts of England. Yeah, that's true. But there's some whispering going on over here. Did you ask your question?
It's fine. Yes, Nick?
No. Keep it down.
Thank you for being not only in the greatest action film of all time, but
And thank you to James Cameron for putting me in the greatest action movie of all time.
but you're also almost in every other show and film I like, so
That's good. You got good taste.
even if you appear in only 1 or 2 episodes, you're in almost all my favourites. I was going to ask, you pop up on The Walking Dead, which I was very happy with in a
You want to hear how that happened?
Deer Hunter type episode, which was quite cool.
Fair, I like the analogy. COVID was happening, and I got a call from the casting people that Gail Ann Hurd, the executive producer, whom I had worked with before on Terminator 2, and I think I had done an episode of Lore, which was another show she produced. They said that because of COVID, we're going to do some one-off episodes, very small, but they're going to, they demand a certain type of acting, and we think this role would be fantastic for it. It's actually 2 roles. And I read it, it was a very, very juicy part. And I said, yes, I would love to do this. So that's how that happened.
I was almost a very close proximity to Michael Biehn appearing as well. So me as a Terminator fan was going, what is going on?
Yeah, some sort of, I don't even know what the terminology is, some sort of mix-up,
And to
mash-up, or what's the word? What do you kids say? Is anybody listening? Crossover, thank you.
And to the same characters in the show, so those two are quite unlucky to both have to tangle with Michael Biehn and then yourself.
As far as I know, I'm the only actor that was hired to play 2 characters in 1 episode, and both of them die. Am I right?
Indeed, yeah.
Another little footnote in my bio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy. Pleasure. Now we go over here. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
You're just done, right? You're just done. He's just fucking going freaking done. I'm so sorry. I have a quarter. Or the equivalent.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
The first one is to do with that famous scene from Terminator 2 where John Connor's making his escape on his dirt bike, out of the Galleria. And T-1000 doesn't catch him, but I had a holy cow moment when I read, also on a YouTube video, that in one take he actually did manage to catch him, sprinting after him. And how were you able to do that? Because I was like,
So
wow.
fast. That's how I did it. You want me to elaborate?
Yeah.
He's really, really fast.
He stole my joke. That's what happened. I trained very, very hard to do that movie. And, running was, I had to come up with a specific way to run that would appear relentless and, intimidating. And I did. I worked my ass off on it. And James Cameron had all the action kind of timed off the motorcycle, and they were using long lenses, so the depth of field field was good, it would look, I was stacked right up on him, like almost catching him. And it keyed all the other action that happened in that sequence. It's one long sequence, running out, hurdling, chasing, and then it leads into the tow truck. And everything was keyed off there. There was stunt cars, and I had to run in there. I don't know if you remember, but I ran in there and cars were hitting each other, and I'm just running through all that stuff. And the first take I caught him. And I just stopped kind of running and going, I guess the movie's over. I don't know what to do after this. Somebody say cut. So there's a James said, Jesus, you know, how fast can you run? I have no idea. So I think it was something like 13 miles an hour, and they moved the car up to, or the motorcycle, they made it go 15 miles an hour, and I couldn't catch it. So I don't know how fast it is, but it's pretty fast.
And my other question is to do with the cameo appearances you made as a T-1000. One was in Wayne's World, and the other one was Last Action Hero.
There's a third one.
Yeah, but there's the blink and you'll miss it in Terminator Genesis when in the...
No, that's not me. That's not me, I swear to God. Because if it was me, I would have been paid for it. Right? Trust me, that's not me. I don't know how to reassure you of that. I'm going to take you away and tell you, I wasn't there. He doesn't look like he's lying. For real.
If I recall correctly, you were supposed to be playing one of the patients waiting in the ER.
I'm telling you, that is complete and utter bullshit. How many different ways can it take? There's a third time I spoofed the T-1000, which was, Hollywood, I think it was called Hollywood Nights or something, a Chinese produced movie that I did. And I did some pretty silly stuff in
And just that I find it quite amazing because Wayne's World came out sort of right after Terminator 2.
When we were making Wayne's World, when we were shooting it, Terminator 2 was still in the theaters. It was still in the theaters. And Mike Myers actually didn't really want me to do it, but Lauren Michaels, the executive producer of Wayne's World, wanted me to do it, and so did Penelope Spheris. Mike Myers, the star, did not want me to do it. I don't know why. He got the biggest laugh in the film, maybe that's why. True story. You sound like Joe Biden. True story. Could I do a Joe Biden imitation?
Please.
Sure.
Oh, savage.
Easy. Yeah, it's fun. I love being an actor. Oh, hey, big guy, what's going on? Hey, you were at my table earlier.
Yes, it was. Thank you. I was just wondering.
Tell everybody what kind of an experience it was. Would you share it with the people?
Magical, transformative. I think you said I've seen your feeling by not having the T-1000 on my back.
Yes, I did.
Which I can run away very quickly.
Yes.
That's why I'm this far away now. My question is, as a member of the Blues Fighters MC, how was it for you playing Les Packer on Sons of Anarchy and Lions?
That's a great question, and I am a Blues Fighter motorcycle club member, and have been for 17 years. I patched in 2007. The Blues Fighters Motorcycle Club is 77 years old. It's one of the oldest motorcycle clubs in the world, and we are all over the world. And fighters, they think it's a AA club, but it's not. How they got their name was because they drink all the time, and they're always fighting with the booze, so they call themselves the booze fighters. Anyway, your question. So I became a booze fighter before there was a Sons of Anarchy. And along the way, when that show was going, I was working with some people that had directed some episodes of Sons of Anarchy, and they knew that I was a real motorcycle club member. And they asked me, and I told them, yeah, I'm a fan of that show. Sure, absolutely, I'm a fan of that show. And that got to Kurt Sutter, and by the time I got to Kurt Sutter, he asked me to come play a part, and he gave me a great part, and made me the president of San Bernardino, and I did a couple episodes for him. I got the privilege or the honor of being the guy that does the mayhem vote that told Jax that he pretty much had to either kill himself or we were going to kill him. And that was a great scene. And then later Kurt asked me to come be the bridge between Sons of Anarchy and Mayans, and I got to do that part, and it was a great part of it as well. Actually rode my own motorcycle in Mayans. And for those of you that don't know, the reason I got all this Harley Davidson gack on is I own a Harley Davidson dealership in Santa Clarita, California.
Oh, nice.
So, and I bought that dealership and sell those bikes basically because if you don't know this, Billy Idol was supposed to be playing the T1000, and he was riding a Harley Davidson motorcycle, got in a wreck, and he couldn't do the part, and I got the opportunity. And it's sort of, that wasn't like planned. Now I find myself, actually, I own a dealership and I sell Harley Davidsons. Poetic justice. It's kind of weird. Anyway.
I have no idea. I'm
That was
impressed.
a long answer. Thank you very much. Did I answer?
Did ask him something?
Hello. Absolutely loved you and your role in Reacher Season 2.
Well, thanks.
But what I wanted to know is, do
You
you...
wanted to know why my character strapped people down on gurneys and throw them out of helicopters?
No,
Because I really wanted to know. I said, that's sort of a really wild, but it's in the book.
what I wanted to know is, do you look back fondly on some of your earlier things like being in Die Hard 2?
Yes. Want to know why?
Why?
It's kind of personal, but I'll tell you. You know, when you're an actor, you're getting started. I started with Roger Corman, the king of the B movies. Die Hard 2 was the first big studio movie I ever got. And I remember getting it, and it was right after I finally got an agent. I'd done like 7 or 8 movies for Roger Corman, and I've been doing my own stunts and all this kind of stuff all over the world. Really clawing my way into the business. And I got an agent, and Die Hard 2 was the first thing that I auditioned for. Major film on a major studio, and I couldn't believe I got it. And when I got it, I took the money I made from that and bought my wife her engagement ring. I know the ladies like to hear that. I heard a little bit of that. But it's, you know, so personally, it's a very significant movie for me. And then later, I didn't even know about T2. It helped me because James Cameron was able to see what I look like up on a big screen, and that helped in my casting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little personal information
Thank you.
there. Yeah. Hello. Danny Trejo Tacos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. La Brea.
LeBron.
A great tacos. Danny Trejo is a wonderful, wonderful man.
He is. Is a you.
His son Gilbert is great too. Well, I told you this at the table. His son and my daughter have made movies together. They're both working together. Great guy.
Very cool.
How many movies was I in with Danny Trejo?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how many.
Well, when you find out, you can come back and talk to me.
And any specific memories, or could you talk a little about your time on the show?
It's my favorite character I've ever played. And the reason, again, this is personal, is because he's a good guy. And I didn't originally go out to Hollywood to play a bad guy. That wasn't, what I thought was going to happen with my life. So when I became a villain to the world, I was looking for opportunities to play something that I was interested in, and it was John Doggett. He had a heart of gold. He's a great character, and I really enjoyed playing it very much. And it was done after I did a movie called Fire in the Sky, which was about aliens, where I was the lead in that and a good guy as well.
You think that's how you maybe got the role of golf?
No, I think that Chris Carter had heard of me and had known of me from Terminator. I think he knew from Fire in the Sky. He had also hired my brother. I don't know if some of you know this. My brother is the former lead guitarist of 9 Inch Nails. And he has his own band called Filter.
Oh, that
Have you
guy.
ever heard the song Hey Man, Nice Shot? And take a picture. That's my kid.
Hey!
He's 10 years younger than me, but he looks 20 years older than me. And if you ever meet him, you can tell him I said that. I would enjoy that very much.
Oh, I love that song.
So I was just in the ether, I think, with Chris. And I know, and I had just done a stint on Sopranos. So I had played Davey Scatino on The Sopranos, and my eyes were open to the fact that I had been a bit of a pompous film actor that didn't really look to TV as a real medium that I wanted to work in. This is going back to like 1999, 2000. So I think after doing The Sopranos and realizing it was better than 90% of the movies, I was kidding myself that I was doing, the writing was better. Then I realized, I really should look to TV as an opportunity, and that's how the X-Files happened. And David Duchovny didn't want to do it. So they were, looking for a new guy.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
If I could just ask a question, must have been a point in your career when you went from having to audition for everything, where you were then being sought out and
That's
asked.
an interesting question because, you still, as an actor, I feel like any chance you get to perform is a chance to perform and be an actor and do your craft, which is what you should want to do. And if you have to work real hard on an audition, you're literally doing a performance, and it's something you should embrace. I think that actors that just say, I don't audition or I don't read for things, I don't think that's the smart way to go. I think that you should be confident enough in your acting ability that you should audition if somebody wants you to audition. You can also turn the power around and say that maybe I'm auditioning the director to see if he's going to like what I'm going to do. But actors have to be very cautious about that because there is power, and you don't want to give the power to the people that you're trying to please to get the job. You want to keep the power to yourself. It's a lot of mental chess gaming going on. So if I get offered something and I want to do it, I'll take it. But if it's something I want to go for, and the only way I'm going to be able to do it is to audition for it, I'm confident enough that I'll audition for it. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. No big deal. So you kind of have to be like that. It's a weird situation. It's like you can't go in wanting a job because then they smell that you want a job. Right? So you have to kind of go in like, I don't really want this job, but I'm going to be real fucking good. And you're going to love this. This is what's in your head, and you do that, you leave, and then, you wait and see what happens. But the best way to do it is just leave and not look for a reaction. It's a little deep, but that's acting. For instance, I'll give you who asked that question? Did you? Oh, you did. James Mangold, who directed Copland. So I was in town doing press for striptease in New York when Meryl Poster saw me. I was with Peter Berg at the Oak Room at the Plaza Hotel. And she was looking at me, she said, you know, we're having a really hard time casting this role for Copland. What are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I'm in town doing press. She said, if I get you the script, will you read the script tonight? And I said, yes, I will. And I read the script that night. And then she said, would you come over and meet James Mangold, the director, after you've done press for the day? And I said, sure. And I went over, and the first thing James said to me was, would you read for it? And I said, absolutely. And it was a cold reading, meaning that I hadn't prepared anything. You know, I hadn't prepared the part. I was just going to read it cold and kind of see what happens. James later told me that because I had agreed to do the cold reading, he'd already given me the part. So it benefits you, I think, to be to not just say, I don't audition. It's you should want to act. But don't get any ideas and start calling me up to come audition.
Hi, I was wondering, as the T1000...
Sam!
Hi.
It's my son's name.
Oh, sweet as.
I like it.
I was wondering, as the T1000, how did you learn to fire the gun without blinking?
I worked with a trainer named Uzi Gall at the, what was it called, Oak Crest or Oak Tree gun range. And we just focused on, you know, anticipating the explosion, getting comfortable with the explosion of the bullet every time you fire, getting used to that sound, and keep throwing my eyes down at a distant target. And pretty soon it just got to be where I could do it, and the rest is history.
Thanks, man. That was so badass.
Yeah, it's fun. Do you shoot guns?
No, but I'd like to.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. It's fun to do. It's fun to, you know, take aim at something, see if you can hit it, you know.
Thanks,
I recommend it. The thing is I did it left-handed.
Really? Oh, sweet. Are you right-handed?
I am left-handed.
Sweet, me too.
Well, I didn't mean that as a joke. That's a joke. But I actually fire right-handed. I'm a better shot right-handed. So I was more comfortable with the weapon in my right hand than I was in my left hand. And plus the way you have to thumb the magazine to drop the magazine, because you had to drop the magazine and reload.
Oh, yeah. It's made for life.
All while you're looking down at the target. You did all that without looking and without blinking. That was a difficult thing to do too, but you can do it. You can do it, Sam. It's not that hard.
Thanks, man.
Hi, Robert. You, buddy.
Hi, Robert. Good to talk to you.
Yes, you and I have had several conversations, man.
That's because we're both lefties.
Yes. Well, not politically. I am definitely not communist.
Big fan of your brother. I didn't know that he was your brother.
You really didn't know that?
No, massive.
Well, then how big of a fan are you? Because I gotta tell you what, if you were really a fan, it seems to me you would have known that.
That's a good point, actually. All right, I'm not so big a fan of you.
There you go. There you go.
My question is, I think one of the greatest scenes ever filmed is the bit in Terminator 2 where Linda Hamilton thinks she's escaping from the hospital, sees Arnie coming out, runs back, and then you come through that cell and the gun gets stuck as you sort of...
Now, which hand was the gun in that time?
It's in your left hand.
It's in my right hand.
No, I'm not a big fan of that.
This guy's just making this shit up.
How long did that all take?
That was hard. That was difficult. All the CGI process was very hard because it's actually the first time they've done motion capture.
Oh, so you're saying you didn't melt through those?
Yeah, I'm saying I didn't know. Yeah, that's all. I'm so sorry.
I'm not a fan of that movie anymore.
This guy's straight, man.
I'm so sorry on behalf of New Zealand.
I'm here for your benefit, sir.
Thank you, Robert.
No, the sequence though was incredibly hard. It's very hard.
So it took all day?
Oh my God, I can't remember how many days, but I do know it was difficult to shoot.
Did you ever move the gun for your other hand?
Well, they had the bars there, and then they didn't have the bars there, and I had to walk in where the bars were, and then I had to walk in the exact spot where the bars weren't, and then I had to notice. If you notice, you never see the T1000 shift weight to the left or right. The T1000 was all about forward progress. So everything I had to, even when I stopped from a dead stop, he was easing forward, right? So all that stuff it's in there, and that's why it looks like it's a relentless pursuit. He doesn't waver, he goes straight.
Okay, I'm a fan of you now.
Thank you. What happened? Hello? What happened to your microphone?
I thought it might like your pennies get flat. So it's all good.
What did I do wrong? Something going on. Do I sound different? No?
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Aiden.
Hello, Aiden.
Hi.
How old are you, Aiden?
13.
13 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
good
Yep.
man.
You got a girlfriend?
Unfortunately, no. I've been rejected 6 times.
Hey, get used to it, buddy. That's what they do to you, man. You gotta man up and just keep going, kid.
But I did.
There you go.
My question is, how was it like during Terminator 2? Like, what did you feel? How was it?
How did I feel? It was like winning the Super Bowl or the Winston Cup.
I don't know what that is.
What's the equivalent here? What's the equivalent here?
Oh, it's the Rugby World Cup.
It's like winning the Rugby World Cup. I was elated like an athlete.
I don't play rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be like getting
Diamond
it would be
League.
like getting a date with a girl. Can you imagine how that would feel? Yes!
Yes.
That's how it felt. And then it dawned on me the pressure. So then there was pressure. And to be honest with you, I kind of thought like, God, I don't even know. Man, they're going to fire me before. Oh, this is too good to be true. This can't be happening to me. I don't deserve this. Oh, no. It was all doom and gloom halfway through the first part of the movie. I thought for sure I was going to get fired.
But you did good job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. 80. All right, buddy. Hang in there. No disrespect. No disrespect. Come on, buddy. All right, sir.
You're right.
Over here.
My question is, what is your procedure to find and get into the characters you play?
Wow, that's complicated. There's a lot of different things you have to do. And it's, you just kind of have to instinctively figure out what it's going to take to get into this character. What I'm going to have to do to believe it. A lot of it, acting is really just using your imagination. But there's a lot of research and things you can do and things that will give you confidence with the role that you go out and seek and find if you need it. Does that kind of help? Like if I've got to play something in particular and I don't really know a lot about that, I'll go look for that or try to find some sort of emotion that I can attach to this character, find what it is, or what's in the past of this guy, and create a whole life for him. It comes from different things. Sometimes you don't think about it at all. You just show up, put on the wardrobe, and do the dialogue. But it depends, and it's all about. I have an acting coach that I work with. If I've got really complex stuff that I need to find more and more things to it, so it's up to me. Being a professional, how much do I want to put into a performance. Does that help?
Yeah.
You can get it. You can get it from the wardrobe. You know how you're gonna look. You can put it on. It changes the way you feel. You can get it from the outside. You can get it from the inside. It's just so many different ways. But the main thing is it's ultimately it's up to you to believe it. So you have to believe it before anybody else will believe it. And fortunately for me, I had a grandfather that was a con artist.
Ah.
Like you didn't. And my grandfather, the con artist, that was what he said. If you want somebody to believe it, you got to believe it first.
Good advice.
So it's a big con.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question from Princess Fiona.
What was that?
No, not quite.
Hello there.
Hi.
You look like you're from Shrek or something. Is that right?
Sort of.
What character are you?
Alison Hightower from House of the Dragon.
I'm not even close.
Let's call
I
that
thought she was
close.
Cameron Diaz.
Let's call that
from
close.
Shrek. I'm so off. I'm so 90s, man.
So my dad and I, Terminator 2 is something that we watched together recently, and I'd like to thank you because it's a really special movie.
For you and your dad?
My dad and I, and he loved Reacher. He loved your Reacher, so he couldn't be here today, unfortunately. But
I hope he's well.
thank you.
Is he well?
Yes, he's well.
Is he a young man?
No.
Oh.
How old is he?
40.
Old man.
46 is old? 46?
I don't know.
He's younger than me. I'm 65. How do you think I feel?
Well, I'm 49 and I'm 20 years older than Robert.
Watching Terminator 2 for the first time, even like it was maybe a year ago, I still found you really scary, and I wanted to know, often when you meet younger fans out in public, are little kids frightened of you?
Well, maybe. I mean, you know, I don't know. But little kids are kind of afraid of me anyway. Whether they've seen the movie or not, I don't know why that is. I met a little boy yesterday that worked. His father worked at the news station, and this little boy was reciting dialogue, and he was probably only like 8 years old, something like that. And he wasn't too intimidated. He was pretty thrilled. So, but you're the second young lady that has said they bonded over that movie with their father, and that's really sweet. Because usually I only hear that men bond with their father over that movie, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the question. This person right here. Okay. Kendall.
Hello? Yep, Kendall. I watch those movies pretty much every day.
Wait, let's stop for a second, Kendall. I remembered your name. I'm kind of shocked I remembered your name.
Yeah, it's quite a not very common name, I think.
I know, but I'm 65 years old.
But yeah, I used to watch those movies every day. My sister, she can't stand the movies now because of me. Because I watched them way too much.
You overdid it, Kendall.
Yeah, I did. It's like drugs, I suppose.
You got addicted to it.
Yeah. But anyway, one thing I wondered about the movie, in the elevator scene, when
Yeah.
you're stepping through,
Yes.
and you managed to cut Sarah,
Yes.
a lot of people debate if you copied her there or in the steel factory when you stabbed her through the shoulder.
These people are leaving on that question. Where are you guys going? I'm still up here. Was it that bad? That's a good question. I sampled her, and I probably sampled her again. But it established the fact that I did sample her. I was sampling a lot of people in that Pescadero State Hospital.
Yeah.
I sampled the security guard. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
You know how they shot that scene?
How?
When the guy goes up and gets the cup of
Oh
coffee?
yeah, it was two guys. They were twins.
They were twins.
Yeah.
Identical twins, Ken.
Yeah. Identical.
Not just twins. Identical twins.
Yes, it was a CGI. And another thing, a lot of people say that Tim Masasa, whenever he copies someone, he always kills him or her, but with Sarah, he didn't.
He liked Sarah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. I thought that's a pretty good answer. I didn't write the script. It was written by James Cameron and William Wisher.
Yeah.
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 You got another question, don't you?
Well, I just love the encounter the first time the T-1000 and the T-101 meet and then have them shoot. Don't really have any questions about that scene, but that was another amazing scene.
You mean at the Galleria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses. Yeah, the punk. He's got a box of roses with his guns in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we talked about that already with the left-handed shooting.
Oh yeah, I just realized that now.
All right, Kendall. Kendall, I love you. You're awesome. Thanks.
There.
Hi, my name is Laura. I really loved you in Sons of Anarchy and Lions and From Dusk Till Dawn, the series.
Yeah?
Like filming From Dusk Till Dawn, the series.
That's a good question. I don't get asked that question very much. I did in the 90s, I did a sequel to Dusk Till Dawn that went right to video, I think at the time. When he was starting his El Rey network, he was going to do a Dusk Till Dawn series, and he asked me to play the Harvey Keitel part from the first movie, where I was the preacher man. And it was a great experience. We shot that in Austin, Texas. Really great experience. And Wilmer, Baltimore, and